Okay, so welcome to this really special little edition of ABN Cast, where we've taken the opportunity while being in Barcelona at MRO Europe to visit the FDH stand. And with me is Heather Rosenow, and she's the VP of Global Marketing. And they've had some really good news recently, and that is that they were one of the inaugural winners of Aviation Business News' Best Places to Work in Aviation, something we launched this year for the first time. We ended up with 7 winners of the companies that registered. They're a very exclusive group because they're the first ever winners of this award. We believe it's really important, and thankfully Heather agrees, to really put on a pedestal companies that are doing a great job looking after their staff, and that their staff tell us that they like working for these companies, not just because it's great for the particular companies, but I think it's also great for an industry that is clearly having a massive challenge around staffing and skills generally. So welcome to ABN Cast, and thanks for having us on your stand. We're in the second floor for the first time.
That's right, yes.
Which is nice. We get a good view of the show going on down below, and it's quite quiet up here. So we've got the certificate for you. There it is. I can officially hand that over.
Okay, wonderful.
A nice award will be coming in the post eventually. We're getting those made bespoke as we speak, so that will come to be put into your trophy cabinet. But just tell us a little bit about why for you decided to enter FDH for this accolade. What was about this accolade that you thought it was important for FDH to try and win?
Yeah, so for FDH Aero, we take a heavy focus on our people. We're a fast-growing organization, but we try to make sure that we're bringing in not only wellness activities and things that help our employees and their families, but also that we bring diversity into our business. Yep. So we're 51% women across FDH Aero globally, and 58% underrepresented groups, which we think the combination of those things really helps to drive innovation for our business. Yeah. And as we continue to grow, we're looking to recruit and find new employees, and we really wanted to shine a light on all the great work that our people and culture team have been doing, and how it's benefiting our employees, and why it's FDH is a great place for employees to come. And so we were so excited with this opportunity to be able to showcase some of that.
So how many employees do you have in total?
We have nearly 1,500 employees globally.
Wow, okay, that's a lot.
Yes.
Okay. Tell us where they're based.
We have multiple locations all over the Americas, EMEA, and Asia Pacific as well.
So hard to manage such a diverse, not only in terms of diverse themselves, but dispersed, I suppose is the word, isn't it? Dispersed group of people.
That's right. Tough. Well, yeah, it can be challenging, but we also have to then find ways to make sure everybody's connected, that we continue promoting our culture and our values, and finding ways to keep those connections across our global teams. Yeah.
So you said you're doing things like wellness. Just give us some ideas of things you do for your employees. That goes beyond, I guess, being a regular employer.
Yes. Yeah. So we do focus on wellness and fitness programs and things along that line. Yeah. But we also really look at personal development, leadership development, finding young up-and-comers and how we give them leadership training and growth, along with other educational opportunities. So there's a lot that really focuses on the person as well as their professional growth. Yeah.
To give us an idea of the sort of roles that you have in the business then, what we're talking, you said you're 50-something% female?
51% female.
Okay,
yes.
so what are these traditional roles you'd associate females, or are you doing a great job in opening up the scope for the kind of roles that you do to a new audience?
Yeah, I think the diversity at all levels of our organization is something that's really important. Yeah. So whether that be women really engaging in our warehouse and how we fulfill product for our customers, to women engineers across, as well as up to our leadership team. So we really try to make sure that we've got diversity at all levels. Yeah,
with such a high percentage of women in the workforce, that will, there'll be challenges around that. So do you find you're a flexible employer in terms of work-life balance as well? Is that a prerequisite?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, work-life balance is very important because we have to put our employees first, and we know that when you give them that balance, that they can come not only as their authentic self, but come ready to really contribute when they're in the office. Yeah.
And you have lots of quite young employees as well, so you're bringing them in at the bottom end into the aviation for the first time?
We have all levels of employees within our organization, and in all different age brackets. Yeah, certainly.
So how do you find that talent then? How do you entice them into the business?
Yeah, so we have several different things that our HR team works through. Whether that be recruiting at events just like this, or whether that be pursuing partnerships with local universities and schools so that we identify people that have the skills that we're looking for, and we recruit them in either as interns or as entry-level opportunities. We also look at veterans and how we can bring them back into the workplace.
That clearly was a big COVID issue. A lot of the older workforce decided to take early retirement maybe, or decided to leave the industry for another industry. So there's a prerequisite to get those guys back into the sector. How do you do that? What do you entice them with?
As far as bringing them back, well, one, things like this, the best places to work in aviation, we think really starts to promote the great things that FDH is doing. We're a fast-growing company. We're a global company with a lot of opportunity for change. We position ourselves as an independent supply chain solutions partner, and that independence requires unconventional thinking. We try to look at what's happening in the industry and say, is there a way to do it better? Do we need, can we challenge the way it's always been to really promote and innovate? And so when you're doing that, you're bringing people from many different industries, not necessarily everybody that's just been in aviation their whole career or started there. But bringing in people from a diverse set of backgrounds. Yeah.
And what do you find is the attitude of the younger generation? We know they've got a completely different outlook when it comes to work. COVID changed that, and so employers are having to adapt to that. So there's that aspect to it, but also what do they think of as the aviation industry? What's their views of the aviation? Do you find you have to convince them the aviation industry is something for them?
I don't think that we've encountered that as much. I think that what we're seeing is when you have a company that's fast growing, that's trying to innovate and do things differently, that's what we see as attracting. We're fast growing, we're fast moving, we have to be agile. But we also, what we think is different in the way that we approach our business is that we focus on our core values, right? Be respectful. We want people to come as their authentic self. And we just want people to come in that are respectful. And so when we think about those things and really also grounded in accountability, that attracts a younger audience. So we're not putting people a square peg in a round hole. We're really inviting them to come as they are, if they can contribute to our organization.
I suppose if you're young and you're ambitious, you want to feel like you're making a difference, don't you?
That's right.
This is an industry you can make a big difference in. I think that's probably the overall message for aviation to get out there as a collective, is that this is an industry that's quite dynamic. It's global by definition, so there's obviously opportunities. Do you allow your staff to move around and maybe have some opportunities to work and live in different cultures? Is that part of it as well?
Absolutely, and I think a big part of it is making sure that people have exposure to whether it be different initiatives or projects. Our leadership team is very accessible, but we want to get people involved and brainstorming on things that we can do, and so that allows people to grow their career as they're involved in initiatives that may expose them to different parts of the business and give them an opportunity for a wonderful career path.
Talk about retention, and you mentioned it before, that you do a lot of work on retaining and retraining and allowing people to sort of pursue other opportunities potentially within the business. How do you manage that? Because it's often the case, someone comes in to do one job, turns out they're pretty good at something else, and when you recognise that, you can then help them move their career. Do you see a lot of that happening in FDH? Is that what
Well, we're fast growing, and so there's always opportunities, and we really look to the leadership team that we have and the training that's built with them, and then our people and culture team, so that they're evaluating the team members with the skills and aspirations to grow into different roles, and then we want to make sure that we're exposing them and giving them proper training and giving them that opportunity to grow their career path.
Well, today, with the more flexible remote working thing going on, teams are rarely or less often together in this sort of way, face to face. I don't know if that's the same with you guys, but if it is, how do you manage that to make sure that there is a sustained culture, and actually also a consistent culture across all the different parts of the business?
Yeah, so there's things that we do, just community building within our company, whether that be events and gatherings that we have. Certainly we use all the technology tools that you want to stay connected virtually from folks around the globe. But we also we formed ERGs, for example. We've got Women of FDH Aero that we bring together, not always physically. We have virtual summits and events that people are invited to join in on so that they can both grow themselves personally, but also learn about trends and innovations in the industry and grow from that, as well as professional development. So I think we look for opportunities to build community, even if it's virtually, but we do that in person as well. We're actually celebrating our 60th anniversary this year, and one of our first value is service first. And so we had a lovely kind of global breakfast for all of our employees where everyone came together, and we've got these great 60th anniversary celebratory t-shirts that are out there. But each team in every office, and remote workers as well, then voted on a service project that we're going to be doing before the end of the year. So each of these regions get to choose something, and then they collectively show our values and the way that we contribute in the community. So I think it balances, that goodness, the authenticity that we like to see in our business with really living our values as well.
Yeah. Well, happy 60th birthday, and what better way to celebrate than to become a best place to work in aviation? So that's a very nice thing to come together in this year in 24. So thanks very much for that, and we so appreciate you first deciding to enter and register, and then obviously coming through and being one of our 7 winners. We're really pleased for you, and we hope that encourages lots of other companies to do likewise next year.
Yes, thank you so much. We're very proud of the honor.
Lovely. Thank you, Heather. Cheers.
Thank you.